All right, now the monks have magically appeared up here, and I can take one. So these monks are wild. I can use them in place of anybody else on the board, and that is a very convenient thing. So I've taken my actions for this turn, and that means that we're at the end of the round. It's trading day, and now I get to pick up 3 coins. I'll just take a 5 and 2 back for that guild hall that I just built. Which is good, because at the end of this turn, I have to pay 5 coins in dues, and that was something that I didn't want to have to worry about right now. So, let's continue. What will I do next? First, I'll draw 5 people from the bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now, as you can see, I'm starting to fill up my track a little bit more as I acquire more people to work with. So, let's see. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this monk in place of a farmer so I can take the castle action, because that is something that is very important for me to do. I'm going to put my knight on the stagecoach so I can do some traveling. And I want to start towards building another building, I think, next turn. So I'm going to put my craftsman here. And I'm going to put my trader... let's put him over here for now. So I can, actually, yes, we'll take a monastery action. So we can get another wild. Let's see. Okay, so now it is time for me to actually take the actions. So we'll do a castle. Pick up a knight. The other thing that's good about this is that it advances the knight track up a little bit, so it increases my drawing power. I just picked up another monk. And that is it for this turn. The round is over, and that means I need to pay my 5 coins back to the bank. I still have 4 left for now, which is a definitely good thing, because there are going to be increasingly large numbers of dues coming up in future rounds, and you suffer consequences if you don't have the money to pay. So now we're on round 8. We're at about the halfway point. That's slightly frightening because I'm not quite at the halfway point here, but we'll see how it all goes. So the next thing that I want to do is draw my guys. So I can take 6 out now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And once again, of course, I forgot to take my stagecoach action from the last round, so we'll just put that in the bag. And we'll move. Let's move here. I want to position myself to get to another tile where I can pick up a citizen. So I might be using the stagecoach to kind of head down here and then start worrying about the water. Okay, so yes, we're around 8. It has a technology tax. A technology is something that you pick up when you build a craftsman, which I haven't done yet because I didn't want to pay a technology tax. So we will see about getting one after this little phase has passed. And now let's plan out our round. Okay, so I am definitely interested in building another building, which means that I need another trader, which means that I'm going to put these guys here. I gotta do something about this, like, overabundance of scholars, which is exactly why I'm building a building. I'll show you in a second. The other thing I want to start planning out, well, you know what? We have the action to go to the monastery again, so why not? We also have a knight. Ooh, there's a trading day thing next time too, so I should be thinking about that next turn. So we also have a knight, so I can use the stagecoach to keep moving down towards these tiles, which is something that I would like to continue working on so I can get those citizens. And then I have these guys, but there's nothing in particular I want to do right now, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take these tiles for the village. I'm going to grab up one of these traders, and that means I get to pick out another building. And this time, since it says 1 and 2, I can pick from either the levels 1 or 2 piles. So in this case, I have a cellar, which enables me to make some money, possibly convenient. An office, which allows me to make money off my trading posts, which is not a priority for me this game. The gunpowder tower is interesting because it lets you basically expand the number of workers that you're pulling out, but you have to send them to the good deeds board. A school, which allows the scholar to basically become a wild for anything but a monk, which I'm totally going to build. And a pharmacy, which lets you pay money in order to increase your development, which I may want later. So we'll see how that goes. So I now have another building that I'll be able to use next turn to get a lot more mileage out of my scholars, which is great because I'm getting quite the collection down here. And then of course we'll go back to the monastery, pick up another monk, and that's the round. Fortunately, I did not have to pay a technology fee because I didn't get any technology yet. So now we're on trading day. That means that for every trading post I have, I get 2 coins. So if I can do it conveniently, I would like to build another trading post at some time on this turn. So let's see how that goes for us. And that goes back in the bag. All right, so let's see. Yeah, and I believe he would have moved here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can only draw 5 because I only have 5 spots, but that's okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I actually have a lot more options than it looks like since I can pretty much use these scholars for any purpose now, which was a good choice, I think. So one thing I would definitely like to do is build a guild hall because I can make some extra money off that at the end of the turn. And of course, there will be some more dues coming up. I also need to give some thought to increasing my development track, partially to get to where I can make more money this turn, and also to kind of think about getting that citizen tile. So let's think about how we want to do this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys. 4 of them can be used for any purpose, which is pretty cool. So let's do the guild hall using a monk in place of a knight because he can do that. Then let's see what else might we like to do. I want to start towards the university action, so I'm at least doing that. Actually, yeah. So let's use this scholar in place of a knight to power the stagecoach. Let's use these 2 scholars to go to the university and get more scholars. And also, since I'm kind of like getting a lot of these trader guys and I'm not necessarily that interested in them, I'm gonna put this one in the town hall, which means I can fire him over to the good deeds board and see if there's anything that he can help me with, such as the astronomy tower over here. So let's take all of those actions and see where it gets us. So the university will let me pick up 1 more scholar. It's the last one, so I can't pick up any more after this. But it gets me 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm 1 development point away from level 4 for next turn. I also just picked up 4 coins sort of en route. So let's pick up that 5, put the 1 back, and keep my bank looking healthy. I'm just going to take the guild hall action where I am before I move. Put those guys back in the bag. Build a guild hall so I can make some cash. And then I'm going to use my stagecoach, actually I already put him back in the bag this time, to go down here. So now I'm a couple turns away from some more citizen tiles. So that is definitely, it's okay progress. Hopefully in the next few turns those will materialize. So I'm at 4 right now, but I'm on the brink of having a few more if I am playing my cards right. And so this guy's going to go to the town hall, and that means that he will go over to this beneficial deeds board. It means that I'm giving him up. I can't get him back. You can only do that for the neutral ones. So your starting tiles, here, let me just reach in the bag and show you one really quick, have your color on them. So this guy can never go to the good deeds board because he's marked as mine. He's blue. This one I picked up through normal actions, so I can fire him over here to the astronomy tower, and when I'm ready to get rid of some of my very useful at the moment scholars, I can use them to fill this out and get the citizen. So that may be something that is of interest to me later this game. It also thins out my bag because I'm tired of drawing these guys because they don't do as much for me now as they did at the beginning of the game. So sitting him over here is convenient for me because I have a few too many in the pile right now. So now it's another turn. It's a trading day. I get 2 coins for each trading post. I have 2. So I just made 4 more money, which is definitely a good thing for me since I'm going to have to pay up in a couple turns. So for the next round, I'm definitely going to want to at least get my development level up 1 more to increase my income. So this round, at the end of the round, I'll make 1 coin for every development level that I have. Right now I'm at 3, but if I can get here, I'll be at 4. So I get just that one more coin, which is good because I'm going to owe 10 coins worth of dues next turn, and I'd really prefer not to pay too much. So we're at 6 on the night track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've been able to draw 6 guys out, and now we get to plan what to do with them. Alright, so let's do some planning. I know that I want to move, because if I move here along this road, I will get another citizen, and that would be great. So I don't have any knights. I'm going to use this monk as a knight. Another thing I'd like to do, actually, is get more knights. So I'm going to go over to the castle, take a knight action. And also, since I know that I want my development track to go up 1, I'm just going to send my scholars to the scriptorium. And that will enable me to get a good amount of stuff done this turn. So, first things first, pick up my bag. Don't stop. Okay, so I'm going to use the monk as the knight. Let's move the stagecoach here. That's 1 more citizen tile, so I'm at 4 out of 8 right now. I'm going to use these the scholars, to move my development up 1, so that at the end of the round I'll get 4 coins, which is really good. And then for the castle, I'll take that action. I'm going to grab another knight. I'm 1 knight away from a citizen tile, and I get to draw 7 guys next turn. So that's pretty good. So it's the end of the round. I get to make some money. My development level is 4, so I'll take the equivalent of 4 coins. And that is the round. Now at the end of this round, I'm going to owe some dues, which I'm sure everyone knows is very fun. So I need to plan out how I'm going to handle it. I have the money to pay, but money is always useful in this game, especially since my final dues is going to be a delightful 15 coins. So 2, 3. I can draw 7 people now, thanks to good Sir Knight. 4, 5, 6, and 7. Alright, so now it's a matter of figuring out what I want to do. There's going to be a trading day next turn, so I know that I should at least consider building a trading post. I know I want to keep moving so I can pick this guy up. I know I want a knight because I'm 1 away from a citizen tile here. So it's just a matter of choosing what actions I want to take now in order to get where I need to go with this. So let's think about that. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm really glad I got this school because these scholars are so helping me right now. So I'm going to build another guild hall. Power that with the scholar. I'm going to use my monk as the stagecoach to move. And I'm going to use my trader and my 2 scholars to castle, thus taking all the actions that I particularly need to take right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build another guild hall right where I am. I'm going to move so that next turn I'll pick up yet another citizen tile. So this is looking pretty good right now. We'll see. And then I'm going to take a castle action to move my night tracker and pick up this lovely citizen. Hello, ma'am. So happy to see you. So we're at 5 out of 8 citizens, and that means that it's going to be a little scramble to the end, but I think I'm going to make it. I don't want to speak too soon, but this is looking good. So now we're having another round. At the end of this, it's going to be a trading day. So I get 2 coins. Oh yeah, I have to pay, by the way, 10 for the end of that round, which I have just done. And that leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have about 6 coins right now, and I can get 2 for each trading post I've built on the trading day. So I don't get an extra person this time for this night, so I'm going to just draw 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now we'll see what it is we want to do with these guys for this round. Alright, I think I've decided what I'm going to do. I definitely would like to get another boatman. They're usable as as farmers, traders, or craftsmen. So they have a lot of versatility in this particular version of the game that I'm playing. And also they're worth some money, which is never bad since I have to make sure that I can make it through any issues. And I'm not interested in using my actions to build another trading post right now. So the other thing I absolutely must do is travel. So I'm putting a knight over here right now to make sure that happens. Let's do craftsman, scholar, scholar. And then I'm left with a choice. I'm kind of coming down to the end game here, and I need to make sure that I get some citizen tiles. So while I want lots of versatility in my actions, it's also time to start making sure that I finish with 8 citizens, whatever that takes. So a lot of that means I need to be focusing perhaps on this good deeds board over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send these guys to the town hall, and at the end of the turn, they're gonna go over to start up my papal conclave. And I'm gonna put this this trader right here in the monastery, so that if I need another monk to send over the papal conclave, I can keep trying to make it more likely that I'll draw some. Okay, so it's time to take these actions. We'll start with the stagecoach. Let's move. We enter the city, we get another citizen, and that puts us at 6 out of 8. In the easy version of this game, we'd be 1 away from winning. Right now, we are 2. So we're working on it. Let's see how we can do. For the town hall, I'm gonna send 1 monk and 1 knight over here. That's going to get me 3 coins each, which is also pretty convenient. So I just earned 6 money. You basically get the reward for each time you put someone on there, and you get the citizen for finishing it off. So that's pretty good. Hopefully that'll pay off in the end. And then let's get ourselves another boatman. He's worth 2 coins. So I'm also looking good for my last turn dues, so something I don't have to concern myself with as we go. All right, next round. So it's sabotage. If I put technology on the board, I'd have to give it up. But because I haven't been focusing on the craftsmen, I've been using the buildings to make things wild, so I don't really need them as much. I now have the option of instead doing something else. So I don't need to lose any technology in the round. It's not a concern. I draw 7 people. Let's see who comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so let's see what I would like to do this turn. All right, so our main goal is to get 2 more citizen tiles, and everything we do needs to be directed towards that. So that said, I'm going to put my monk here to send off to finish the papal conclave. One thing that's interesting, by the way, is that for the good deeds board, you can't use one type of worker in place of another, even if they're wild in other aspects of the game. This spot has to have a scholar on it. This spot has to have a monk on it. This spot has to have a knight on it, and you don't get to choose. Anyway, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to continue traveling. And I'm actually interested in trying to pump my development up a little bit in hopes that that will help me get a little closer to this citizen if I'm having problems in other areas. I have just enough turns to achieve that. So that is something that I'm going to be working on. And then I have these 3 guys left. What do I want to do with them? So since I can see that there's going to be an axle fracture in the next turn, which prevents me from using my stagecoach, but I'd still probably like to travel, I'm actually going to put these guys up here so that I still have the option to move here, even though my stagecoach won't be working. So that is what I'm going to do. Let's take those actions. So the stagecoach, he's going to move here. We're headed this way, as you can see. For the scriptorium, we're going to move up 1 development. For the town hall, this monk's going to go here, and I pick up a citizen tile. So now I'm at 7 out of 8. I only need 1 in order to win the game. And those are all my actions for the turn. So let's move up around. Axle fracture. That means that this stagecoach is temporarily broken. You don't normally start the game in it game with it, but in this particular scenario you do, and as you can see, it's been hugely useful for picking up those citizen tiles throughout the game. So I can draw 7 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So as you can see, I'm full up. I'm going to put this knight here. I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send 2 of my scholars over here. And then I am going to put a knight on the scriptorium, even though I don't really need it. I'm going to finish out the game this turn, I think. Alright, so actually, let's just forget this. Let's just take these actions. So we get 1, 2, 3 for the wagon. He's going to go here, pick up our last citizen tile. Actually, our last one of the game. This is number 8. And then, can send these guys up here for this one, for 9. So actually, we don't even have to play the last 2 rounds. It is clear that this game is won. We have gained enough dignity to complete the scenario, feel very fancy, and hopefully have had a lot of fun playing through Orléans. Take that, French people. How's that for dignified? Do not worry, mon chéri. The time for the guillotine is almost here.